and welcome everybody to the afternoon session on day 7 of these European Classic Powerlifting Championships 2021, coming to you from Västerås in Sweden. Day 1 of the open competition, and day 1 is all about women's powerlifting. And the first session, if you were watching it, well, it was fabulous. It was a combination of the 47 and 52 kilo classes, and we ended up with world records, world junior records, fantastic battles. And at the end of it, Tiffany Chapon from France sits atop the best scoring points with 113.404. That is going to be some total for everyone else to aim at. Noemi Alabert sits in second place with 111.688 points, and a third French lifter, Jizuka Rico, is in third place with 106.240, and that is the target everyone is going to have to beat if they want to get on the top of the best lifter scoring league. And as I say, it's the 57s this afternoon. You can see on your screen the running order. We have 12 lifters battling for the title of women's 57 kilo European Championship champion, rather 2021, and the clock ticks down towards zero and the start of the afternoon session. And the first lifter out, there she is, Diana Neculai from Romania, 32 years old, with a squat PB of 120 kilos, opening on 110. And the afternoon session, a session of great promise, is underway. And that looks good. 3 white lights, and we are up and running. We've had so much great feedback, messages coming from all over Europe about how much everyone watching enjoyed the morning session. I hope you were part of that number. And one of the messages was from no less than Ralph Farquharson, the Secretary General of the EPF, who thoroughly enjoyed this morning's session. And this is the Spanish lifter, as Ralph watches in Spain. This is Ray Villamea, and she's opening on 115 kilos. And that looks good. 3 white lights. As we see that effort again. And Sunita Raja from Ireland will be next up. She's opening on 127.5 kilos, as will Jodie Cook of Great Britain, who follows. Raja well below her PB, 15 kilos below, looking for a safe opener. One of the most nerve-wracking moments of a powerlifting competition is the first squat. And she brings that up nice and easily, but it was not to depth as I feared, so she gets red lights for depth from all 3 referees, and she will have to go again. No problem with the weight, just was not deep enough. And this is Jodie Cook from Great Britain, opening 10 kilos below her personal best. Yes, that looks good. And 3 white lines. Kozushko from Ukraine, Anastasia Kozushko, she will be next up with 130 kilos, only 2.5 kilos below her personal best. And we had the sad sight this morning of a lifter from Ukraine not registering a deadlift after doing all the hard work. Let's hope we don't see that from anyone the rest of the competition. And she brought that up nice and strong, and three white lines. Now, next up from Czechia will be Katarina Balowska. And just a reminder that because this is one flight, not back to back, there would be 20-minute breaks between lifting disciplines to allow the lifters after squat to warm up for bench press, then after bench press to warm up for deadlift. And this is Belovska, 132.5 kilos, 5 kilos below her personal best for her opening attempt. Oh, that's lovely and deep. She's got to fight to get it back up. And that's good. Three white lights. Now, Alessia Logio from Italy, 132.5 kilos on the bar. As we said, this is a nerve-wracking moment for all competitors. It doesn't matter how experienced you are walking out for that squat. There are nerves, there are self-doubts, and that looks good. Well, she got a red light for depth from the center referee, but it's good 2-1. Now, Agnes Alves from France, 135 for the next three lifters. And Alves is 7.5 kilos below her personal best for her opening attempt. Oh, it's a battle, but that's good. Question is, how close is she to her limit after the first round? Three white lights for this one. And now Melissa Hexter from Great Britain, same weight, 135 kilos. Oh, that looks very strong. And Hexter has a good bench and a good deadlift to back up her squat. And it stays at 135 kilos for Katja Babic from Slovenia, my apologies. This will move her ahead of the other lifter from 135 on body weight. She's the lightest of the three. Oh, that looks strong. She gets a red from the center referee for depth. Both sides said it was good. Now, Donna Berglund from a very famous powerlifting family Her brother Eddie, also a well-known powerlifter, and their father before them. And this is Donna's opening attempt, 137.5, 10 kilos below her personal best. Donna also has a fantastic bench press. Oh, that's a good lift. And talking of strength families and strength dynasties, I did some research last night, and the Ahala that we commented on yesterday in the men's junior under 120 is indeed the son of the great Yuko Ahala, two times world's strongest man. So it's good to see his son competing in powerlifting. He was 19, he was only in it for a year, and I'm sure he will improve. But this is Mylene van der Speck from the Netherlands, last out, 142.5 kilos to take the lead at the end of round one. Oh, that's a good squat. Lovely depth. She fought it up, and she got a yellow. Let's see if we can see what that was for. Not sure. Yellow would normally be not waiting for commands or foot moving or some such thing. And at the end of the first round, Van der Speck leads with 142.5. Berglund second place, 137.5. Babbage is the best of the three lifters on 135 kilos. And we move into round two, and it's Diana Nekulai from Romania, 120 kilos on the bar to equal her personal best. And the referees say, good lift, three white lines. Now, Laura Ray Villamea from Spain will take 122.5 kilos. She was 5 kilos below her personal best with her opener. This will be a new PB by 2.5 kilos if she makes the lift. Oh, it's a great battle. Think it's good? Yes, three white lights and a new PB. Now, Sunita Raja from Ireland with one red light, or the one no lift rather, from the first round. And it wasn't anything to do with strength, it was all to do with depth. And she just needs to go a little bit deeper, and then everyone will be in competition. That was better. Was it deep enough for the referees? No, it wasn't. And she looks disappointed. And well, she might, because she has to find more depth. She has one more chance to stay in the competition. And now Jodie Cook from Great Britain, 135 kilos on the bar. And she brings that up well. And it's three white lights for Cook. Now Kazushko from Ukraine, also 135 kilos on the bar for her. Anastasia Kazushko. This for a new personal best. She opened 2.5 kilos short of it. She's now going 2.5 kilos the other side. And it's a good lift, 2-1. And my silence was because I wasn't sure and I didn't want to disrespect the lifter by saying anything to the contrary. But she gets it 2-1. Balanzova from Czechia, one of two lifters on 137.5, and this will equal her personal best. And that looks good. Nice and deep. And a good fight on the way back up. And as we say, still 137.5. Agnes Alves from France. She's only gone up 2.5 kilos. I obviously felt she was quite close to her limit with her opening attempt. Can she get 2.5 kilos more? Oh no. That is a shame. She's got one more attempt. Alves with a good chance of a podium position and really needs every kilo she can to take into the deadlifts, but that is a no lift. Now, Katja Babic from Slovenia, 140 kilos for the next two lifters. Babic is out first and she gets sent away again because the bar was not loaded. The racks had not been set to the right height. Look at the intensity. She's really psyched up for this lift. And with so many of them so close together, anyone could take medals here. Oh, that looks good from Babbage. Well, she gets one red from the center referee, but two whites is good enough. Now, Alessia Lugio from Italy, 140 for her as well. And this will equal her personal best. Oh, she's fighting and fighting. But that is a no lift for Lugio. Now, Melissa Hexter, Great Britain, 142.5 kilos on the bar, still way below her personal best of 155. Oh, that's a great squat. 3 white lights, and the question is, how far will she push herself in the third round? Because if she does go to her PB, she could get a gold medal, but perhaps she is more tempted by the overall prize of a podium place and possibly even being the champion than she is by personal bests. And this is Donna Berglund's second attempt, 145 kilos. And that looks good. 3 white lights for Berglund. And finally, in the second round, Mylene van der Speck from the Netherlands, 150 kilos to equal her personal best and retake the lead from Berglund with 1 round to go. And that was a good fight. And 2 white lights called for depth by one of the side referees. But 2-1 is good to go. And we are into the third round. Just a check on the scores. Mylene van der Speck from the Netherlands leads with 150 kilos. Donna Berglund, Sweden, 145 in second place. Melissa Hexter, Great Britain, third, 142.5. And Babbage just another 2 kilos behind. This is the Spanish lifter Ray Villama. And 3 white lights. And she was out so quickly we almost missed her. Now a big lift now for Sunita Raja from Ireland. She got 3 white lights, 3 red lights the first time. She got 2 reds the second time. She went slightly deeper. She needs at least 2 white lights now to stay in the competition. She has to go as deep as she can. And we wait for the referees. And it is a good lift for Raja. 3 white lights, and everyone is in the competition, and everyone in the venue breathes a sigh of relief, as I'm sure viewers all over Ireland will as they watch this from their homes. Now, Diana Nekilai from Romania, 127 kilos on the bar, 127.5 of course. She equaled her PB of 120 in the second round. Can she find another 7.5? And the answer is no. Maybe it should have been 125. But that is a no lift. And next up we have Agnes Alves from France. Next two lifters on 137.5. Alves out first by lot. Now she's fighting, and just as before, it was nearly there. She has to settle for 135. Well, she opened dangerously high, you would say. She opened at 135 and she couldn't do 2.5 kilos more. Risky strategy, it paid off. She got the best she could get out of the day. Now, Kozushko from Ukraine, also 137.5, but she's 2 from 2, and this for another personal best. And she battles it back up. Should be good. 2-1. Center referee called it on depth. I thought if anything it was deeper than her second one, but it's good. Now, Jodie Cook, 140 kilos. This will give the British lifter a 2.5 kilo personal best. PB is 137.5. She was just below it with her second. She is just above it with her third. And she's fighting and it's moving. And I think that will be good. The bar did not go down. I was watching carefully. It's a good lift, 2-1, and a new PB. She got called on depth by the center referee. Both sides thought it was good. Now, Alessia Lugio from Italy is next. Also 140 kilos. Missed this last time. It will equal her personal best if she can make it. And oh, yes, she got through that sticking point this time, but she didn't last time. She looks exhausted with the effort, and that is 3 white lights. What a battle! I thought she was gone. Great lifting. And now Katerina Balasova from Czechia, 142.5 kilos. Lovely and deep, the battle that she's battling. Oh, yes! What a great battle to bring that back up. And it's 3 white lights. A new personal best by 5 kilos. And look at the fight. She just refused to give up. I thought at one point she was gone. And 3 more lifts. And this is Babic from Slovenia. And a great first 2 lifts. This will move her into silver medal position. Two lifters following who can take that away, of course. Oh, that's a great lift from Babbage. That looks more like a second than a third. And she gets it 2-1. And the celebrations. She rushes to her coach, Urban Moore. And that is a great lift. And now Donna Berglund. And she has the chance to move into silver medal position with this lift. 147.5 kilos to equal her personal best. First year out of the juniors, and doing a great job, and she smiles. It's three white lights, and now we have Melissa Hexter from Great Britain, and she is lighter than Berglund. She is taking the same weight, 147.5 kilos, still 7.5 kilos below her personal best, and this will move her from fifth place into the squat into silver medal position, and she's guaranteed silver because the next lifter is already ahead of her. And that's a good lift from Hexter. Three white lights, and there is one more lift, and it is Mylene van der Speck from the Netherlands with 152.5 kilos on the bar. This will be a personal best for her. She's already got squat gold, and she looks really fired up. Oh, I thought she was going to fight that up for a moment. That is a no lift for Van der Speck, but in spite of that, she takes the gold medal in squat. The silver medal goes to Melissa Hexter from Great Britain with 147.5 kilos. The gold medal goes to Donna Berglund from Sweden, also 147.5 kilos, but at a slightly heavier body weight. As you can see, 400 grams between them. 2 kilos further back, but performing fantastically, is Babic from Slovenia. She's on 145 kilos. It's all bubbling up nicely. Join us in 20 minutes' time for the bench press. and welcome back to the 2021 European Classic Powerlifting Championships coming to you from Västerås on the outskirts of Stockholm in Sweden. We are in the women's 57 kilo class, and I am joined in the commentary booth by Mr. Bear, known to everyone in the media team as Teddy. And you join us just as the bench press is about to begin. And I'll hand over to my co-commentator to run you through the scoreboard from the squads. No, I won't, because you won't hear anything if I do that. A reminder that Van der Speck won gold medal with 150 kilos, 147 kilos for the second and third place lifters. Hexter from Great Britain, Berglund from Sweden, separated only on body weight. And the competition is underway. Diana Neculai from Romania opens with 65 kilos. And that looks good. And as we see the replay, just to look forward a little bit, the World Open bench press record is 120.5 kilos. And the record holder is none other than Donna Berglund, who lifts today. And Donna will open on 110 kilos, only 10.5 kilos below the record. But this is Katja Babic from Slovenia, and she's opening on 67.5 kilos. Great bench press. Was really impressed with her squats, and she makes a good start in the bench press. Now, Laura Ray Villamia, I think that's how you say it. My apologies if I'm wrong, but I think it's Villamia. And she's taken 72.5 kilos. And that looks nice and easy, and 3 white lines. Next up we will have Katerina Balasova from Czechia, and she will also take 72.5 kilos. Her PB is 76. She is the Czech national record holder in bench press. She opens today 72.5, 3.5 kilos below that mark. That looks strong. And wait for the referees. 3 by 5.
That was a good hit. 75 is the on the mark. Dat is goed genoeg.
Great bench press.
Waterlift running good.
And now Kazushko from Ukraine, 75 kilos on the bar. 5 kilos below her personal best. As you can see, she has 137.5 kilo best squat. And that looks good. And 3 wide lines. And as we see the replay, next up we will have Mylene van der Speck from the Netherlands. the gold medalist in squat, as you can see, with 150 kilos. Bottom right hand corner of the graphic shows what the lifter already has. Perhaps next lifter comes on, I'll talk you through the graphic a little bit more, help you interpret the information. But this is Van der Speck, and that's a great opener. And three white lights. Alessia Lugio from Italy will be up next, 82.5 kilos, as we see the replay of Van der Speck's lift. And her PB is 82.5 kilos, and that is what she's opening on. And the graphic tells you top left hand corner what class she's in. Next to that, her rank, and where she'll go to, her name, the sponsor's name, which is important, A7, the weight she's attempting, and the total she has already achieved. No, she didn't get it this time.
Sorry.
Well, she opened on her personal best. I always worry when I see that, and she just couldn't get it moving.
Good. Next.
Now, Sunita Raja from Ireland, her PB is 90.5. She's the Irish record holder in bench press. She's smiling. She gave us a fright in the squats, only got it in on her third attempt. No such worries in the bench press, it would seem. She got a yellow. She got lots of cheers as well. Let's look at that again. Don't know what that was for. Honestly, have no idea. Now, Jodie Cook, Great Britain, 85 kilos on the bar. Bench press 92.5 is her personal best. And you can see she had a best squat of 140. British coach looks on. And that looks good. And yes, three white lights for Cook. Next we have Agnes Alves from France. She's opening on 90 kilos. As you can see, her PB is 92.5. She's opening very close to it. It's really focused. Incredibly flexible. Gets the bar, sinks the hips, gets the start command. And that's a great bench press. Three white lights for Alves. Two more lifters in the first round. Next we have Melissa Hexter from Great Britain, and she's opening on 102.5 kilos. She's got a really big bench PB of 112.5. But will she go there? She didn't go to her squat PB. More focused on getting three lifts in and building the points. Looking more at the total than the individual medals. Is to take the lead with only Berglund to follow. Wow, that was so easy from Hexter. Three white lights. And another 7.5 kilos goes in the bar for Donna Berglund representing Sweden and the world record holder. A world record she set when she was still a junior.
Nikolai.
Oh, how easy was that? She
That's
looks at the scoreboard, she smiles,
pretty
she
much
waves
the
to the
way
crowd,
right there. So
and
now
she is in the lead at the end of
keep
one
going.
round. I think we'll see the scoreboard in a moment, and it shows that Donna Berglund from Sweden, with that
Bye bye.
easy,
Bye.
easy 110, leads by 7.5 kilos from Melissa Hexter, who herself had a really easy opener of 102.5. Third place at the moment, Agnes Alves from France, 90 kilos. Raja and Cook, a further 5 kilos back. And this is Diana Nekulai from Romania, her second attempt, 70 kilos.
So now Agnes is
And
back.
it's not, it's just stalled. It's not going up. And that is a no lift from Nekulai.
So two more flight techniques on the board.
Next up
That's
is going to be
Agnes.
Katja Babic from Slovenia, and she'll be
By the
attempting
way,
72.5 kilos.
that's
5 kilo jump, it would take her 5 kilos short of her personal best. You can see the coach watching on intently. Great lift from Babic,
terrific. This
and I'm almost certain she'll attempt to match her PB in the third round. But this is Balasova from Czechia. She's attempting 75 kilos. As you can see, the PB, as we said before, is 76 kilos. That's the Czech national record. So she's within a kilo of that, and of course, if she gets it, she will inevitably have an attempt for a new record and a new PB, even if she only takes the minimum increase. But let's get this first of all. And no,
So
as we've seen so many times,
another flight technique on
two
the
and a
board.
half kilos is enough to stop the lighter
Great
women
barbell
lifters
mounting.
in their tracks in bench press. Now Laura Ray Villamea, España,
Our spike up.
77.5 kilos for her as well. This will be a new personal best, but can she manage the 5 kilo jump? She takes it out herself, gets a start command, and once again the 5 kilos proves too much. It should have been two and a half, and it's easy to be wise sitting in the commentary booth. But I was just shouting internally, you should have gone up two and a half, not five. Now Kazushko attempting 80, attempting 77.5 kilos. Her PB is 80 kilos. And that looks good. There was a momentary hesitation on the chest,
Good.
but then she got the bar moving really well.
On par.
And next up we have Van der Speck,
So following
and she's taking the 2.5 kilo increase
peer review.
to 80 kilos, and this will equal her PB. And that's the way to do it. Equal your PB in the second, go beyond it in the third. Don't try and beat it in the second and fall short and end up only being able to register your opener onto your total. That's a good lift.
That's good.
And three white lights.
For Alicia, it will be Lugio.
And we've got Alessia Lugio from
Deadlift
Italy next,
Right.
82.5 kilos. And she was the only lifter to get a no lift in the first round. If you remember, she opened on her personal best. She never got the bar moving. I suspect she got it moving. There was slight downward movement, and she probably knew it was going to be failed. And it may have been that she just didn't bother trying after that and kept her energy for this. So we wish her well, second time of asking. And that is so much better. And that is a good lift for Lugio. Three white lights, and everyone is in the competition. And next up, uh, we have Sunita Raja from Ireland,
Nice lift.
and this will take her to within half a kilo of her personal best, taking a 5 kilo jump from 85 to 90. Oh, great bench press. Well, we're certainly going to see an attempt. Well, she got a yellow. Let's look at that again.
Fire slower than typical. Triggered 90
Yeah,
kilos.
can see what that was for. But she gets it 2-1, and as I was saying, she will inevitably have an attempt for a new PB and a new Irish national record
Minutes.
in the third round. Now this is Cook, 90 kilos on the bar, 2.5 kilos below her PB, but a 5 kilo jump from her opener. And like many lifters we're seeing this week, taking the bar out herself. No,
Sorry.
and that is a no lift for Cook.
For Agnes.
Agnes Alves from France next, 92.5 kilos
Mr.
on the bar for
Mexico.
Alves. This will move her into bronze medal position at the end of the second round because the two lifters still to come are already ahead of her. This would also equal her personal best. And I think that was good. I don't think it came down, but the center referee said it did. Both sides happy with it. Let's check the bar again. Look at the background. Yeah, it did go down there. Just very early in the lift, it marginally went down, and she's got away with it. Now, Melissa Exter, Great Britain, 107.5 kilos. Still 5 kilos below her personal best. This to consolidate her silver and get within 2.5 kilos of Berglund, who still has her second lift to come, of course. Oh, that's a great lift from Hexter.
Yes.
She's lifting fabulously well today.
345
Three white lights
Gotland in Sweden.
and one to go, and it's the great Donna Berglund,
Following
Sweden,
1 minute 22 seconds.
117.5 kilos, within 3 kilos of the world record. And let's see how this moves. And if it moves well, I think she'll go 121.5 because she'll want the single bench press record as well. Yeah, I think she'll go at least 122 for her third, maybe even tempted by more. She thanks the crowd, and at the end of the second round, Donna Berglund leads the way with 117.5 kilos. Melissa Hexter with a very, very convincing 107.5 kilos is in a solid silver medal position. Alves is the best of the rest with 92, then Raja on 90, Cook with 85, and into the third round. This is Nekulai. Can she put right what went wrong last time? Oh, yes, she can. Well, she locked it out, but she got yellows from all three referees. I suspect she beat the press command because it came off the chest as soon as it made contact, and very rarely does press command come that quickly. Couldn't hear it from the commentary position. Now, Katerina Balasova, Czechia, one of two lifters on 75 kilos. She missed it with her second. She's taken it again. 1 kilo below her personal best, remember? Oh, and that's much better. And that looks good. And it's two white lights. She gets a yellow from the center referee. See if we can see what that's for. No, she didn't beat any commands. Head stayed down, butt stayed down, feet still stayed still. Sorry, I can't give you any guidance as to why that might have been failed. But this is Katja Babic from Slovenia, 75 kilos, within 2.5 kilos of her personal best. Oh, great lift. And she smiles with joy and relief in equal measure. And she gets three white lights. And we have Laura Ray Villamea from Spain, 77.5 kilos on the bar. She missed it last time, remember? Her PB is 75. She got 72, jumped 5 kilos, didn't make it. Can she make any adjustments? Will she bring anything extra to the bench since it's the last attempt? Here we go. Oh, it's better, but no, no, just too much. And it's red lights again, I'm afraid. Now, Kosciuszko,
millions.
80 kilos for the Ukrainian to equal her personal best.
Family respect next to you.
Open at 75 and just taking 2.5 kilo increments. She battles it, she's still fighting, but no.
Slowly.
And that is a
11,
no lift for
There is no
Kosciuszko.
violation on the bar.
Now, Marleen van der Speck from the Netherlands
7. Follow
is
it
up next,
while being
82.5 kilos. She was good in 77.5. She was good on 80, which equaled her PB. And you'll see a big celebration if she makes this, because if she does, it will be more than she has ever bench pressed before. Oh, wait for the celebration. That's a great lift.
Yes.
Three white lights.
Maybe my name is on the bar right now.
Fist pumps the coach. Hugs the other coach.
Follow it while being.
And the weight goes up to 85 kilos, and it's Alessia Lugio from Italy. Missed her opener, got it at the second attempt. Can she take it 2.5 kilos higher? No. I rather thought she was at her limit and gave everything, probably mentally as well as physically, to getting that second lift. And there are 5 to go. And next up is Jodie Cook, Great Britain. She missed 90 in the second round. It's 2.5 kilos short of her personal best. She's going to be fighting for a medal in the deadlift, and if she can get that extra 5 kilos that this will bring, it would really help her cause. No. Oh, it's still moving. No, not today. Not today. And she finishes with 85 kilos to take forward. Now, Agnes Alves from France, 95 kilos for the next two lifters. Good with 90, good with 92.5, which equaled her PB. This for a new personal best. And she's fighting, and no, the bar went backwards, and there was no rescuing it, and that is a no lift. Next we have Melissa Hexter, 110 kilos. Safe in silver and bench, but she is not even. Sorry, it's Sunita Raja. My apologies. And she's taking 95 kilos. This will be a new personal best, a new Irish record. Really good in her first two, and that was just a step too far. And no lift for Raja. Now we have Melissa Hexter. As I was saying, she's not interested in chasing PBs, she's just building her total. She's going to be competing for the title in deadlifts. She's 5 from 5. This to go 6 from 6. And the extra 2.5 kilos proved no impediment. 3 white lights, and she is 6 for 6 going into deadlifts. And there is one more lift, and it is a world record attempt on both the world open record and the world single bench record. Now I suggested 122, but the Swedes read the figures rather better than I did, and 121.5 gets both records, and 121.5 is exactly what is on the bar. This for the world open record and the world single bench record. And that's a great lift again from Berglund. She waits for the lights, and they are all white, and she jumps for joy and runs off the platform and hugs the coach. And once again, subsession of these championships ends with a world record. What a series of lifts we are getting today. And just to summarize, that Donna Berglund takes gold in bench with a new world open and new world single bench record of 121.5 kilos, 11.5 kilos behind, with three really solid bench presses, lies Melissa Hexter from Great Britain, and Alves from France takes the bronze with 92.5. Raja had a lift of 95 to take the bronze, but just missed out. Jodie Cook is in fifth place. And with that, we will take a short break while the lifters warm up for deadlift. Join us again in about 17 minutes' time, and you will see every single deadlift and this fascinating 57-kilo women's open class reach its conclusion. And as the clock ticks below 1 minute in the countdown to the deadlifts, welcome back to the women's 57 kilo class here in Västerås in Sweden. If you've been with us earlier, you would have seen great squat competition, a fantastic bench press competition that ended with Donna Berglund of Sweden breaking her own world bench press record. And without repeating myself and without wishing to resort to cliches, as is so often the case, the last out in bench press is the first out in deadlift. And so it is with Donna Berglund. The very things that give her the advantage in squat and bench hurt her in deadlift. And she has put
$147.
147.5 kilos on the bar, and she is the first out. This, of course, will ratify the new world record in bench press, and she will then have two further lifts. That looks good. Three white lights, and the deadlift session is underway, and I'm going to do what I normally do. I'm not even going to talk about totals until we've seen the first round of deadlifts unfold, because everything changes in deadlifts. This is Balasova, 150 on the bar, and that looks good. If you want an athletics analogy, those leading after squat and bench press are the front runners in a middle or long distance race. The big deadlifters are the fast finishers trying to catch them as the line approaches. And this is Katja Babic from Slovenia. She is also opening with 150 kilos. It's a very popular opening number. Five lifters opening with the same weight. And Babbage is having a great day so far. And she looks anxiously, but no need. It's another good lift.
Raya, Ireland.
And Sunita Raja from Ireland will be next up, still on 150,
You, next to you.
as will lifters from Italy and Ukraine. Looks good. Her PB is 170,
Säkert
and three white
Simon
lights
Theodor Hart, deze
gets her on the
Podium
board.
Titel.
And every time a lifter
Valerie
makes a deadlift, they also make a total.
with een pool next to you.
Now here is the Italian lifter, Alessia Lugio, 150 kilos on the bar. Italian's 31 years old, but she's only been competing for 3 years. And that's a good deadlift. Three white lights.
Simon Theodor Hart.
And we still have 150 kilos on the bar
Valerie
for Kojusko from Ukraine, Anastasia Kojusko.
Respect next to you.
Her PB is 155. Say I'm just going to ignore the position part of the scoreboard at the moment. Let's just see these deadlifts through. And that looks good. And three white lights. The bar goes up to 152.5 kilos for the next two lifters. If you were with us earlier, you will know. If you weren't, I will tell you that the next lifter out, Mylene van der Speck from the Netherlands, won gold in the squat with a lift of 150 kilos. And that's a great deadlift to open with.
I took it. Still mounting to walk back towards the bar. Yeah, Nikolai Rondo.
Diana Nekulai from Romania will open in
Beautiful. Thanks again.
152.5 kilos. That looks good.
That's a good
And
lift.
once again,
How easy
three
is
white
it
lines.
so far?
Now, Laura Ray
Laura Ray
Villamea
Villamea, Spain.
from Spain will be up next. 160 kilos for
Valerie
the next
from
three lifters.
Germany.
And the last out will be
Adios. Thanks again.
162.5. The battle for deadlift gold is going to be absolutely fascinating. Oh, that's easy. And
That's a
all the
good lift.
coaches will be watching all
160
the
against
other lifters
Valerie from
and trying to assess how
Valerie
much they've got
from
left because that will factor into their calculations of what they should put in the bar for their lifter. And Agnes Alves from France, also 160.
Good. Thanks again.
Wide as you can possibly go in the deadlift. Oh, and she really has to work. I think that's good, but the question is, how much more has
That's
she
a good
got?
lift.
It's three white
Passing the bar.
lights.
Beautiful right there.
Now, two
Valerie
lifts to go, and they are both British lifters. There
Hexter.
you see the
Thanks again.
silhouette of Jodie Cook, and now you see her in person. 160 kilos on the bar. And once again, we judge not just will she make it, but how easy she makes it look. And that looked pretty easy to me.
That's a good lift.
Three white lights.
152.5 kilos on the bar.
And finally,
Hexter Gracie.
Melissa
Valerie
Hexter.
Magdalene Hexter. That's a lift. Thanks again.
And now I will start talking about podiums because if Hexter makes this lift, she will overtake Berglund and go into the lead. This is for 420. Berglund is on 416.5. And that looks good from Hexter. And this is going to go right
That's a good lift.
down to the wire.
155 kilos on the bar. Lister Donna Berglund, Sweden.
Well, Hexter was 6 for 6. She's now 7 for 7. And now Donna Berglund from Sweden using the front runner analogy. This is the front
Valerie
runner in the
Donna
race,
Berglund Sweden
desperately
mounting to
trying to hang
170.
on from those finishing
Beautiful.
fast
Thanks
behind.
again.
And with this, she will go to 416.5 kilos. Sorry, she'll go to 424.5 kilos and she will take the lead back. And Berglund leads, but she'll have to wait
That's a good
until the
lift.
very end of the round
Still mounting to
until
525.
Hexter
Anastasia
takes her
Gurule
second
mounting to
deadlift.
120.
Now, Kojusko, 155 kilos in the bar for
Vasoa
the Ukrainian.
Hexter.
Let's just look at the end of the first round. This was before Berglund took her second round attempt, remember? Oh, well, we've gone from it. This is the Ukrainian. Kosciuszko to equal her personal best. Great lift. More there. Three white lights. And the good news that I overlooked was that everyone has a green light against their name. Everyone in this competition will make a total. And next up is Katerina Balasova from Czechia, and she's taking 157.5 kilos. A new personal best by 7.5 kilos if she makes it. And she's fighting, and that looks good. And three white lights. Now Katja Babic from Slovenia. Deadlift PB is 160. On the bar for the second round, 157.5. Getting closer and closer to that PB. And this will put her to fifth in deadlift and sixth in total. And these lifters are so closely bunched together. In deadlift, I have no idea who's going to get the medals. That's good. And isn't that what sport should be about? Nothing predetermined, nothing certain, everything up for grabs, and everything for the spectator to enjoy. Next, Nekulai, Romania, 160 kilos, 2.5 kilos short of her personal best. And that looks good. Gets the down command. And two white lights. She got a yellow from the center referee. Let's see what that might have been for. Honestly, don't know. Now, Mylene van der Speck from the Netherlands. Her PB coming in was 152.5. She equaled it with her opener. She has put another 10 kilos on the bar. That looks good. Big PB from Van der Speck, 10 kilos with one lift to go. And she didn't look at her limit at all, did she? Well, just to illustrate how close it is, the next three lifters are all on 165. The three lifters after that are all on 170. This is Alves, the first of the three lifters on 165. Now just too much. And that is no lift, of course. And I'm just watching this leaderboard with complete fascination. I've never seen such a closely bunched deadlift competition. And the battle for the title is going to go down to the last deadlift, and that is a no lift from Raja. Is everyone pushing everyone else too high? Now, Alessa Logio, last of the three lifters out on 165. Can she do what the two previous lifters were unable to do? And if she does, look at the deadlift rank. She will go from 12th to 1st. No, it's not moving.
Thank
I
you.
wondered if her
Thank
first
you.
one would be taken as an attempt actually.
170 kgs on the bar.
But all three on
Cheers.
165
Thanks a lot.
have missed their attempts. How will the three that have gone
Excelente.
170 fare? This is Laura Ray Iamea. And that is good. And
That's
that
good.
puts the Spanish lifter into the
170
lead.
still on the bar.
Now, two British lifters next. Melissa Hexter and Jodie Cook. Hexter first. They're both in 170. Hexter will go
Thanks, Tim.
from second to first overall. Remember, Berglund regained the lead. This is to take the lead back from Berglund with one round remaining. She will go to second in deadlift and bodyweight. She couldn't care less about that. It's the title that has her complete focus. And she gets it, and she equals her personal best if that's good. And it is good.
Good kick.
And
Still not
she
bad.
and Berglund are pushing each other to their
Last kick.
absolute limit. And that has put Hexter on 427.5. Berglund is on 424. But let's see Cook. And this will put her to third place in deadlift on body weight, but the same weight as the first and second place lifters. And she gets it as well. And I think, whoever,
That's a
I would
pretty
say
far.
whoever can get 172.5 might win deadlift gold
Reload
because
bar.
they all seem close to their limit. Everyone at
150 kgs.
165 failed. Everyone at 170 got it, but they only just got it. And look at the overall picture. Melissa Hexter, Great Britain, 427.5. Berglund, 3.5 kilos behind by virtue of her world record. Van der Speck is on 395, so is Cook. The
Back up.
bronze medal is up for grabs, and we are into the third round, and this is Kosciuszko. And there are so many permutations here. We just need to call each lift as it comes. Oh, that's a great lift from the Ukrainian. And next up will be Berglund, and this will tell us a lot. She has upped her attempt from 160 to 162.5. This would give her 431.5 kilos, and it would force Hexter to go 175 if she wants the title. This could be the gold winning lift for Berglund, but if she doesn't make it, Hexter wins. And she's fighting, she's battling, she gets it to the top. Oh, what a fantastic lift for Donna Berglund. She looks at the scoreboard and it's three red lights. She gets yellows from all the referees.
100 kgs
And I
on the bar.
wonder, did she put it
And
down too
that's
soon?
Laura J3.
Because she didn't get blues. She didn't get red for not
Last kick.
locking it out.
Down.
I think it maybe came down fractionally before
Up it
the
is.
down command, and in these milliseconds at top level sport are titles won and lost. This is Balasova, and she cannot move
Sorry, we are about 65 minutes
162.5 kilos.
and
Oh, I
reload.
feel so sorry for Donna Berglund. She did all the work. And if I'm reading it right, she just needed to hold it there for half a second more until she got the down command. And then she had
By
a
the way,
better than 50% chance of being the European champion. But it is not to be for Berglund. And this is Alves from France, just outside the medals, way below her personal best actually, which is 177.5. But today she cannot move 165, and her quest for the podium
over the bar.
is at an end. And next we have
Got
Katja Babic from Slovenia,
Babic, leg
165 kilos on the bar for the next four lifters.
Next step.
Babbage will be just outside the medals if she makes this. She'll move into fourth place. She's currently eighth in deadlift, and she's sixth overall. And did she hold on? No.
No, it is
One.
2-1.
Well, the coach will go to the
First
jury.
battle on
You
the
can
bar.
go to the jury if it's
Katja
2-1,
2-0.
but not if it's 3-0. And similarly, the jury can look at a lift if it's 2-1, but not if it's 3-0. And that's why
Babic,
I
Babic.
always announce, particularly as speaker, three white lights or three red lights, because
Delay.
it tells the lifter either the lift is safe or that the coach cannot go to the jury to challenge it. This is Lucio 165, and it is not
Okay.
moving.
Lifts 165 on the bar.
And
And
next we
Nicolae.
have Nekulai from Romania, also 165.
Powerlift 1 minute.
Now she's 2 for 2,
Raya, next lifter.
and this will move her from sixth to fourth position in deadlift. She's nowhere near the podium, but she will so want this lift. It's also a personal best by 2.5 kilos, and she's fighting. She won't give up. And only the bar coming out of her hands
1 second,
stopped her
17
efforts.
minutes on the
But she
bar.
knows she's
Lifter.
done as well as she possibly can.
Second,
Now, Mylene
15.
van der Speck from the Netherlands, 170 kilos on the bar. Her PB coming in was
Powerlift 1 minute.
152.
Van der Speck.
She is third on the overall podium. This is to take her from fourth to second
Raya,
in deadlift,
next lifter.
with, of course, lifters to follow. Oh, that's a great lift. And Van der Speck, if the lights are as I expect, yes, three whites.
217 on the
She
bar.
moves into
Raya,
silver medal position in the deadlift. And it is building and building.
Powerlift.
Sunita Raja
Second,
next.
second.
She missed 165. She's taking 170. This would move her from 11th to second place in the deadlift. And there has been a change.
We got a change. It's gonna be
Well,
170.
surely the bar
On the
was
bar.
loaded, and it was called was
Second
loaded
place.
unless
Great.
she made a mistake, because the next out is Melissa Hexter,
Powerlift.
and she is
Hexter,
taking
next lifter.
172.5 kilos.
Melissa Hexter. Great.
She is in first place. She won't be caught now. She is the
Place,
champion.
place including.
Only Berglund could have caught her. So she looked very close to her
Raya,
limit.
could be
She's
the limit.
dropped to 172.5, and this is to try and add deadlift gold to the European title. It will be a weight she has never lifted before, but she managed just 2.5 kilos less in the second round. And this will be for an incredible 9 from 9. And she's pulling it, she's pulling it, she's oh, so close. But she has the magnificent consolation in missing out on the deadlift medal of being the European champion. Look, she'd locked it and she just couldn't hold onto it.
As we speak,
Well, Sunita Raja 172.5. She's lifting for gold and she will go from 11th to 1st if she gets it. No, it was worth a try. She wasn't losing anything by trying it.
table 172.5
And
kgs,
there are
India,
two
very
lifts
good.
remaining. Jodie Cook, Great Britain,
Following
with a
on
PB of 180 kilos, has a lift 7.5 kilos below that to take the lead in deadlift
very
with one
good.
lifter to follow. And she's pulling and she's pulling and she's locked it and she's held it, and that should be good. Three white lights, and Jodie Cook takes the lead for Great Britain, but there is one lift to go, and it's Laura Ray Villamea, and she has got 175 kilos on the bar, and like she her PB was 170 coming in.
In deadlift.
She's got to put 5 more kilos on her
Following
PB.
1 minute,
She is in second place in deadlift, and if she
500.
makes this, she is the deadlift gold medalist. If not, she has to settle for silver, and Cook takes gold. Everything on this lift. And it's going, she's pulling, she's pulling. Oh, she's locked it out. She puts it down. We wait for the referees. It's three white lights, and it is gold to Spain in the deadlift.
Quickly,
Silver to Great Britain.
referee starts
Bronze to Great Britain, and the European champion from Great Britain. The medals, the prizes are spread between Great Britain, Spain, and Sweden,
referee,
and
please
and the Netherlands, of course, in the
count.
squad. What a fantastic ending to. And we can see I lost the signal to the scoreboard for one moment there. We can see that Melissa Hexter wins 427.5 kilos. Second, Donna Berglund only 3.5 kilos behind. And remember, both of them missed their final deadlifts. Only just both got them to the top. And third place overall is Mylene van der Spek from the Netherlands with 402.5 kilos. And in terms of the deadlift, the gold goes to Spain with 175 kilos. The silver goes to Jodie Cook from Great Britain with 172.5 kilos. And the bronze, from memory on body weight, I haven't got the information in front of me. I think it goes to Hexter from Great Britain. If it doesn't, it goes to Van der Spek. But what a fantastic session we have had. Absolutely everything given by the lifters, going to the absolute limit, particularly on deadlifts. Wow. And we just pause for breath. And please stay with us for the victory ceremony. And before I leave you, can I just give you a trailer for the final session for today? The final session will be at 1700 hours local time in Sweden, and it will be the women's 63 kilo class. If everyone turned up for the weigh in, we will have 17 lifters, and that means because it's more than 14, it will be split into two flights. That will actually move it quicker because we will have 10-minute breaks between lifting disciplines rather than 20. So please stay tuned for the medal ceremony at the end of a fantastic and compelling 57 kilo class, and rejoin us again 1700 hours local time for the women's 63s. Until then, from the commentary booth, bye for now.
Round of applause. All ladies. Stop the music. We will make a presentation of the medals. EPF President Mr. Arnold Ahlström from Norway, together with Peter Vikinen from Finland. We are starting the victory ceremony for the European Classic Deadlift Competition Championships in 2021 in the squad. Bronze medal goes to Sweden, Donna Berglund, 147.5. Bronze medal. Silver medal goes to Melissa Hexter in Great Britain, 147.5 on lighter bodybuilding. Hexter. And the gold in score goes to Netherlands, Marlene von der Speck, 150. Thank you. In red express, bronze medal goes to France, Agnes Alves, 92.5. Silver medal goes to Great Britain, Melissa Hexter, 110. And the gold medal goes to Sweden, Donna Berglund on 121.5. World record in the bench press and also in the single bench press record. Thank you. In deadlift, bronze medal goes to Netherlands, Marlene von der Speck, 117. Silver medal goes to Great Britain, Unicoach, 172.5. Gold medal goes to Spain, Laura Rey, Ligamena, 175. Thank you. And for the total, bronze medal goes to Denmark, Marlene von der Speck, 402.5. Silver medal goes to Sweden, Donna Berglund, 424. And the European champions in women's 67 kgs. Melissa Hexter, during 427.5. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand up for the national anthem of Great Britain.
That's funny.
Thank you. Music maestro.